Sheffield Wednesday are a championship team again. The only issue is the man who got them there, Darren Moore, has walked out on them. Now they've got to go managerless into this season. Rumours are it was about the money. So what if we took over Sheffield Wednesday without any money? To be fair, they have got 10 million already, but we're going to take them over. And of course, we need a new manager for the Owls. Let's give the job to someone who was just recently sacked himself. From Bournemouth, Gary O'Neill gets another shot at management, this time in the Championship. He's used to little budgets, but can he do it with a big team? This is the team that we're rebuilding, so a lot of talented players. We've got Barry Bannan still here, Aidan Flint. Is it survivable though? Without any free signings, I would say no. But we've changed the team up to actually be this one, so yeah, that's a little bit stronger. As we have Reece Lee as the player through the academy. He is a striker. Imagine Lee Gregory and Reece Lee up front. The alliteration. And I believe 10 million is probably too much to actually get promoted with. I hope the expectations aren't that. Anyway, we're not going to be signing players, so may as well spend it on the academy. They only want us to avoid relegation, though, which is good. So let's make our signings, shall we, straight away. Jamie Gleeson is that free Northern Irish agent that's always got to be signed. The next one, I want to strengthen the defence, so Adam Lang, the Hungarian, is a free agent. Alongside Canadian goalkeeper Milan Borjan. Good signings, good signings. Is that enough, though? It's not, because we're going to make the huge signing of Uriel Antuna. And I'm going to try and play him as a striker in this team. Try him out in a different role. This is such a good team as well. I can't wait to use it now. And 4 signings straight into the first game against Norwich City. I mean, talk about a rush. Gary O'Neill back into the press conferences with a new team. If he can work the wonders he did at Bournemouth, I'm a happy man. All he's got to do is keep them up in this first season, as the first game is a 2-0 defeat. Timu Pukki ain't even there anymore. That's cheating. And apart from them 4 early signings all in a row, we've got nothing else to do but, in a row, knock out all 10 hours to get into the season. And this first half of the season, actually, pretty good. Pretty good. We've got Wednesday in 12, so survival looks like a real possibility. Rotherham, bottom of the league, some rivals. Leeds actually struggling in this division. And we are 4 points off the playoffs. I saw QPR up there. We have been training the team. We've got a decent academy as well. Antuna, brilliant. Just brilliant up top. But I don't know why Almir Aditoro is in the team. It has to be Dominic Iorfa. Surely. Time that Reece Lee took over, Josh Windass and Lee Gregory is retiring, so we might not ever see that partnership blossom. I don't know what it is, but our strikers through the academy are always physical. They must be just born and fed protein. And we've actually got a decent player through the academy as well. Patrick Guthrie getting the team. And the only thing Gary O'Neill's got left to do in this January window is sign contracts back up. Adam Lang is signing for another year. We've done the same with Borjan and Antuna, keeping them here for a playoff push. And come end of this season, I'm just hoping Barry Bannan as captain has got us into the... Oh, he has! The playoffs for Sheffield Wednesday. First season back, and we're in them just like we were in League One. I should have said they. Gary O'Neill not in charge then, but he's done wonders like he did at Bournemouth. 2 points clear of Swansea City. Leeds in 11th. Terrible season for Sunderland as well. I can't believe it. The Owls in the playoffs. That is with 4 free signings, as Luton Town have won the FA Cup. Oh my days. Ipswich in the final. That just is unbelievable. Carabao Cup won by Arsenal, so normality kind of restored there. And in this first season, it is Southampton that we face. First leg up at Hillsborough. So what's going to happen with the suspended Dominic Iorfa? Aidan Flint got recalled as well, but it's a 2-0 win. Southampton in the mud here. Gary O'Neill against the ex-rivals. We're a foot to Wembley. Close to a huge achievement, but to be fair, their team on paper should get a comeback, but it doesn't. Uriel Antuna, what a player he's been for Wednesday. And you bloody must have guessed it. If you've been watching this channel, Watford is the only team you can play in the final of the Championship playoffs. I'm sure of it. It's the only team I think I've ever been drawn against, and I have a bad feeling about it for once. Oh, and it's on penalties. It is on penalties that Gary O'Neill misses out on back-to-back promotions for Sheffield Wednesday. That is absolutely gut-wrenching. Did I think we were ready for the Prem? No. but to come so close. It was Georgie Byers and Reece Lee with our goals, but Curtis Davis and Loser with theirs. Really does leave a sting, as Reece Lee got most goals. I think he'll be able to stay here in the Championship. We won't have to sell him on, with Josh Windass second most, actually. Antuna third. He was clear as first at one point. Definitely slowed down, but he's played less games. I am guessing an injury. This season starts with an observation as well. Although we did really well, it is evident that our squad is very old, or the first teamers are very old. So we've got to get them youth through. Plus, youth players will go on a shorter a contract, I think, for cheaper, as they'll expect a lot. Yet they expect fighting for promotion after last season's fortunes, but I don't think that's repeatable when our squad's going to go down. We do have almost 20 million, though, from that Championship playoff final. We have the money to spend big wages on big players. And this is the squad, just checking it again as well. It is amazing how much youth we have. We have Guthrie. We have a couple of players just promoted, like Shields, Barkley, Owen, Pugh, and McCallum. You guys wanted a youth save in the comments. This may turn out to be one, especially with some of the signings we're about to make. We've got 3 of them coming in. Michael Bullock, 17-year-old right back, with the French Leo Bernard coming in. Of course, he's not going to replace one of our front 2, but he could be back fiddle, or backup fiddle. Said that rather weirdly, as Ihor Shevchuk is the Aidan Flint and Iorfa replacement at the back. Finally done with the youth players, as Jay De Silva's actually a real player. Yes, we'll sign someone who does exist, alongside Lee Nichols. Now Vasilik's replaced him at Huddersfield. He's going to come and just be ahead of Carson. And, yeah, actually make that, what, 6 signings in a row. Jude Davis, forgot about him. Took longer deciding his contract, another 17-year-old. And I think it goes without saying, we've definitely replaced our older players with some youthful ones here. Look at this, only a season in. These are all loan listed as well. They've all joined the club just in time as well before QPR, who we did pick to the post in the playoffs last year, had a big slump off. That team looks a lot stronger than last year's team as well. Don't know how we've managed to one up ourselves. We'll have a lot leave at the end of the year, so we want to make it to the promised land as we do win. Antuna with first goals here. And finally, we've got a striker, Antuna, in this team. He's actually taken up the position. Managed to get just quite a few of them out on loan, and they're already growing as players. Next season, whatever division we're in, we're going to have a lot of youngsters. Look at this team as well. It's already progressing. We've got Shevchuk, we've got Guthrie. Davis didn't get a loan deal, so he's still here with Lee and Antuna. This is more like a youthful Sheffield Wednesday team that they really do need. Yes, lacking on experience, but at the moment, it has us sitting in the same position as last season. 4 points clear of Luton. And I know he's his captain right there in the team, but as I'm going to take you to the squad hub, we're going to let a lot of these oldies actually go, including Jack Hunt, who's gone in real life, Barry Bannan, Marvin Johnson, Milan Borjan, and Liam Palmer. And on deadline day, for once, a signing mid-season in the free agent academy save thingies, Ola Aina, an ex-Chelsea man, joins up right here. A player of pristine quality. I'm going to try him at right wing back for Palmer so we can get used to life without him, with De Silva at the other side. This team should get the playoffs at least. And in the end, Reece Lee is 80 rated. Have we managed? Yes! We've squirmed it to confirm it. Playoff football against Norwich City at Carrow Road to start us off with. They're the other teams in it, as I want to check the table. We were 4th in the end, so we did even move up in the world. 87 points. We were clear of Sunderland. Any surprises in the Cup? So Man United beat Fulham. They had a vicious game in real life last season in the FA Cup. As City win the derby in the Carabao. You already know the teams that's there. An 80 rated Lee is just fantastic for a championship side. He shouldn't be here, as Antuna did actually outscore him. But he's still got 21. And it wouldn't be Sheffield Wednesday without signing a few more players from the academy. Look at the ones out on loan as well. They're doing perfect. We are so stacked, it is unreal. So how is this first leg gonna go as well? I think we should be beating Norwich City, and we do. Lee and Davis. And hey, at least Watford are in the Premier League, so we couldn't play them in the final if we do get there. Lee and Antuna, please. It's a draw, which means we are at Wembley again. It is his ex-club, Gary O'Neill's ex-club, Bournemouth. Oh, what a tasty game. Looking for a little bit of revenge. Could it happen here to send us to the Premier League? Yes, it does. Antuna, the top scorer. Uriel, the Mexicano sends us to the top division of English football and in style. Gary O'Neill beats his former club to retain the glory. Avoid relegation's just about right because we literally don't expect anything else. We should have got a hefty bit of money. 60 million to spend on free agents. Unreal stuff. As the team and the academy's been unreal as well. We've got some academy players stepping in. Bullock and Bernardo on the bench. All the Bs as look at all these players back. Barkley, Owen, we've got Pugh, Gleeson. They're all not Premier League quality, but they soon may be. I believe apart from training the youth very well in the team, it is definitely defenders that we need. I trust Shevchuk out of them the most, apart from the wing-backs, of course. Nichols is okay. Probably a few midfielders, and our attack is okay, adequate, I'd say. As here come the reputable first three. The first one being a man who's leaving Chelsea, Cesar Azpilicueta. Dave is an owl. We're really strengthening this defence with some well-known names because Juan Cuadrado is next. Experience with youth. Sebastian Coates from Sporting Lisbon's release. JSS just survived somehow in this league. I'm going to, of course, take De Silva back out. Cuadrado can be our wing back at that side. Aina at that. That's already stronger. But if you think them three may be unrealistic, we've got a Spanish mate for Dave at the back. A midfielder by the name of Daniel Parejo. Villarreal man and Valencia man coming over to pass it about in the Prem. But it is now a common theme that in these free agent rebuilds, we need a lot of backup and firepower when we get to the Premier League compared to the Championship. And that includes players going as well to make room for big ones. Marvellous Nakamba, who's done it at Luton, got them promoted, now is with the Owls. Another midfielder, as Ignacio Alonso is a 73 rated 17-year-old left back. So when Aina goes, he's in his place. And Crystal Palace will be a good tester to see how all our players are going to fit into this squad. Parejo has already gone down. Cuadrado and Azpilicueta and basically all of the ones that we've signed. They are old players. We've got some youngsters to come in, but we just need to survive. Beat them 4-0. Hey, at least we can win in the EFL Cup, but that's not what's going to keep us in the Premier League this season. We need this team to work. Literally no more signings as well. Just loaning players out, you can see. Look at that. Them 6 are the chosen ones to keep us here. Hey, we are surviving. We're surviving at the moment. 4 points is the deal. Could this be survival for Sheffield Wednesday in the Premier League? I mean, it is a close one. It's very, very close, but we've managed to pick up 4 wins, get 5 draws. I think Brentford are out of it. Palace a little bit, who beat us 4-0. And Brighton. Looks like Shevchuk just keeps getting better, but we've got to change a few players around. A lot unhappy. I mean, actually, we could go with Alonso, the youngster at right wing back now, even in the Premier League. Nakamba, not doing it. We'll go with Davy, Steli Bashiru. And this team does look good enough to actually survive. It's just the magnitude of the squad. And we're skipping through the end of the season, which looks like it's a bit scrappy-dappy-doo-dah. We actually... Ooh, beat United on the last game. Could that have kept us up? Is that a deciding fixture? It was, you know! We lost to Forest, who were just beneath us. That was a decider beating Man United. Unreal. Unreal that Brentford, Brighton and Forest go down. Wednesday will stay in this division. And another thing, if you haven't noticed, Sheffield United not in this division. We actually loaned loads of our players to the rivals. Luton have won 2 FA Cups. Is that... No, that isn't back-to-back. But they've won 2 FA Cups. Luton. They're not even in the Prem anymore as Liverpool won the Carabao. Something's happening in career mode now. As our team's going to be very much down in the dumps rating-wise. And is. Yeah. It's definitely took a downgrade. A lot of players to get rid of. A lot of unhappy faces. But Antuna and Lee still get 17 goals between them. And Danny Parejo, shrewd bit of business. Never too old to play in the middle of the park for Wednesday. Finished mid-table, so they actually do want us to kick on. I don't think this team is even strong enough to kick on. They want North American signings. Do they know we can't spend the money that they give us? 69 million though. I think we made profit last year. Making profit and staying in the Prem is a big achievement. Deli Bashiru's growing. Nakamba is on the bench now. Okay. Danny Parejo only fancied 1 season here at Wednesday, but at least the rest of the team is looking, well, okay. And let's introduce signing number 1, shall we? Carlos Almeida, or Almeida, We need to look for some real players, but this guy is a real talent at centre-back. And one more player in. This one is a real one, and another centre-back. We've got, not Angus Robertson, he's leaving us. So many youngsters going here, there, and everywhere. This man isn't young, Chris Smalling. He's just been playing for Jose. Now he's an Owl. A huge player to join the back line where Azpilicueta's going down at an excessive rate. Let's just hope and pray that we can get a good result. I mean, players injured and all over the place. We've only made 2 signings so far. A 1-1 draw as well. Humphreys, another lone player back. As team swaps all the time because of us youngsters. Almeida and Chris Smalling. Almeida and Chris Smalling look like the only signings we're going to actually make. The team's quite weak, but as you just saw there, it is getting draws to the likes of Everton as we're going to skip deadline day. What has the league got in store for us? Ooh, and in a squad which I thought was weaker than last year. 10th in the Prem. Conference League would unlock actually so much more potential to make some better signings because better quality players do pop up. If you didn't know that, get a Conference League slot. You'll get suggested better players. You can see as midfield's improving, the youth of Humphreys definitely getting up there, but Lee, 87 rated, he's the bright spark. Everyone at the back really is going to start going down, which does need a potential solution. Maybe we actually change his team to this shape, because that's a lot better. We can get Nakamba back in it now, and actually, maybe we could do with another midfielder in there. Welcome to the club, Johan Wagner, an attacking midfielder. But he's joined by an IRL defender, Heldasai. Yes, a left back, but Ayn has been injured for a while, so he will take his spot. I think I've now reached the point that I do believe our squad will survive in the Premier League, and hope it does better. I mean, we should survive anyway. Meh. I sound like a sheep then, but we didn't get Conference League. It's 13th. We did finish above the rivals by 6 points. Now Sheffield United in our division. If only they were in the bottom 3. Man United win the title only on 85 points as well as Wolverhampton win the FA Cup. Luton anywhere near? No, they actually... Oh, wait, yes, they are. They beat by Middlesbrough in the quarter-finals as West Ham win the Carabao. Do we have an outstanding top scorer? Not really. Only 12 goals for Reece Lee, 10 for Antuna, and 9 for Deli Bashiru. Got a lot of midfielders in the squad for next year, but I still want to be greedy for more. I've just seen we've got a load of players on international duty. They want a veteran player. That is our speciality alongside a youth. But a Europa League slot, lads. Come on. Yes, the money's stacking up to 85 million, but I don't fancy us for it. I'd love to win a cup and like getting to Europe somehow. It's definitely defense we need. Again. Maybe I could get away with this a little bit. Maybe this man. This guy is called Jack Black. And no, it's not the singer. It's the footballer. Oh, look at Nathan Elliott, though, on loan at Fenerbahce. You can get right back in this squad. So, quality additions this season. Elliott's going to go in centre-back. We've just put that into stone as this guy's going to come in. Welcome, Tanganga. Mr. Reliable in free agents is the Cultera when he's here again. Get him in centre-back with Douglas Augusto in front of him. He's going to be a backup midfielder for our youngsters as a bit of experience. There we go, Tanganga at the back. And Augusto isn't actually too old. He's 29, so he could still stay around the youth for a little bit of time. As finally, I think 4 or 3 actually it is, I can't even count, will do the job. Jay De Silva's left to make room for Manu Murillo in the reserves. Or actually, maybe not. Maybe we do get him in the first team. Drop more youth out of it, though. But Bernard is another youngster on the bench. Only 19-year-old coming into his own with Murillo now to accompany him. But no one's beating Lee out of the first team slot. And that's got me thinking, do we need a bit more strength at the back? Because we're going to swap Hyena for David Jurasek, the Czech. As it's Everton to start us off with this season. Gary O'Neill back in the Premier League doing okay with Sheffield Wednesday, but he needs to get to the next step. And that is a step in the wrong direction. And is Gary O'Neill wearing a hat? Because it's a magic hat. That's how the song goes, because we're 7th. We are striving towards European football here with the Wednesday. As look at the team as well. It's not actually as good as I thought. At least it's not angry. Angriness is what actually makes us worse, and that sounds pathetic. And I really want to be in the not the Champions League. I'm not going to be too spoiled. Europa League. And we've got that objective of sign 1 veteran player. Bet you weren't expecting who it's going to be. Welcome to the club. The maestro himself, Kevin De Bruyne. I'm pretty sure that will be the only signing despite Jack Black's injury at right back. He has got to go into the team. Sorry, Barkley, you're dropped. Douglas Augusto, you're gone. Kevin De Bruyne at Wednesday. Do we stay in the position, though? Because Nakamba's bidding farewell. Players leaving as that is a 7th place finish. Should be. If big teams win the cups, that is us in. Unless we've won the cups ourselves. FA Cup. We won the FA Cup. We won the FA Cup. That means we are in Europe, guaranteed. And Manchester United beaten, Arsenal beaten, Bournemouth beaten. The ex-club on penalties to send us to a trophy. Please tell us we won the Carabao as well. I'm guessing De Bruyne has had a lot to do with it, but United actually get that one. We're nowhere near in. But Kevin De Bruyne, the team doesn't even look good. The team does not even look good. Nakamba, kind of glad he's leaving. We've got Shields, who's submitted a transfer request. That's very disappointing. The morale of the team is. But Lee is 90 rated. As long as he's happy, as long as Antuna and Deli Bashiru is brilliant. Reached the quarterfinals of the Europa League. Bit mental of an objective as they want us mid-table at least. So that's calmed down a little bit. A crucial midfielder to join De Bruyne. I mean, yeah, we do need a defensive one. Wagner is stepping in now and he's brilliant. We always get a midfielder called Wagner. Deli Bashiru could play there if we push that forward. Out of a DM role, maybe. This looks promising. That does. Defence is actually looking a lot better now. The only problem is we need Shields growing to over 80 and we need Alonso doing well. Or just a new right back. Hang on. Barkley. Where did Barkley come from? That's another good one, but too many attacking midfielders. Murillo on the bench. Good strikers on the bench. And Bullock we've just found. He's a natural right back. And it looks like De Bruyne has friends in very good situations, even though he was shipped off to Bayern Munich. He's called up and signed João Cancelo for us. Yes, I'm saying for us. De Bruyne's done it. I like to imagine so anyway. De Bruyne under Gary O'Neill. And Dachi Kamada. We just needed another attacking midfielder, didn't we? Too many attacking midfielders. But I'm just hoping it does work if we just drop Wagner a little bit more forward. Maybe have 3 attacking ones? Yeah, we'll go like that. Very attacking team. Cancelo now at right back, and that defence looks a lot stronger. 2 brilliant additions before the first game, which is Liverpool in the Community Shield. We've got a Community Shield, but can we get another one with the attacking formation? Yes, we do. Not a Community Shield, sorry. Oh, yes, it is. Not an FA Cup. All these domestic things just spin with your head once you're in the Europa League. We also have to play Crystal Palace here, which I'm really hoping we can get off to a flyer in the Premier League. A 0-0, which, to be fair, is not the worst. It's not the worst, but I just want to see the Europa League group. Maybe we have to go through the Europa to get to the champs. All that's left to say is good luck to us, because Nantes, Fenerbahce and Sepsi are difficult teams. As long as we can get into the conference, but I'd hope we can get through. Looks like our best bet, yes, is through winning the Europa League. So we're going to do it the hard way. We are close, actually. 3 points off Manchester United. Have we done it in the Europa? Oh, preliminary round against Juve. We finished second to Nantes. Maybe we've got to go through the league instead. Can't believe it. Can't believe it. That's why Lee's injured. Oh dear, that's a bad one to have. And it looks like we've made it. Beating Barcelona right there to a semi-final, of course, where we stop and play Bruges. Copenhagen and Nantes, who beat us to top spot in the group, also in that. But I don't want to check the Community Shield. We've already won that. We are in a Champions League slot in the league. So come on, let's actually win this competition and get through in the league. Make sure it's confirmed. A 1-1 draw, Vanaken. I would really love to win both, even though at the middle of the league it was not really possible. But you can see Lee is back from injury. Final worthy. And it's Copenhagen, actually, that we do face in the final at the Volkspark Stadion. What a name for a stadium. Please, let's get another trophy, shall we? Yes! Kevin De Bruyne sends Wednesday mental as they've won the Europa League. So we are a Champions League team for next year. Confirmado. But we've got to see the league as well, because I would have loved to actually do it there. We finished third. Come on. Villa, Newcastle, us and City. The top 6 have been dismembered right there. That is unreal. Did we do well in the FA Cup again? No. Still the old top 6, shall we say, fighting it out in the Cup or Cups. That's because Chelsea's won it. Champions League, Man City and Madrid still in the final. So it is all the big teams still in there, but we get to join them. João Cancelo turning out to be a huge signing, and Antuna still doing the business this late on, outscoring Reece Lee, who did have that injury, and Kevin De Bruyne, even though he's 36, loves to join in. So a Champions League Sheffield Wednesday, who have got to try and, I wouldn't say survive in the Premier League, but I don't think we'll do what we did again, as they want a midfielder or forward crucial. Definitely not a forward. Reach the final. That's lofty expectations, along with a Europa League spot. Champions League final, Europa League, that doesn't match up. We have got some decent players though. We've got one of the world's best strikers, and we've got a solid defence. 209 million to spend on wages, so we can essentially get anyone we want. You might have seen someone we're looking at right there, as this is what the team looks like. Definitely probably more of a well-balanced midfielder needed, rather than attacking. When De Bruyne's the most defensive, that's a problem. So Marco Verratti, straight away, getting him in. And it's quite sad, actually, because we've got all them academy players coming through, like all them on the bench. We've lost a keeper, and all them in the reserves, but none of them make the step up for Champions League football. So another signing as well. We've got a Portugueser in. Jose Sá is going to be our backup goalkeeper. No one beats Shields at the team. And a Super Cup to start us off with this time. Not just a Community Shield. We've been there, done that. We want this other one against the winners of the Champions League, and we beat them. Ex-player as well scoring. As finally, to take this to 3 quality signings, this man is another backup. It is Louis Montenu. I think he's Romanian, and he'll do, that rhymes, as a backup striker. Now he's on the bench, 81 rated. It looks a lot better, and I am looking very optimistically towards this season. First time in a free agent rebuild we've had a defence this strong. Just to back it up now in the Premier League and hope that we can do it here as well. A draw against Arsenal, to be fair. It's not the worst. We missed a first-minute penalty as well. Kamada. Calamitous from him, but I just want to see the Champions League group. I really do. I don't fancy his chances in the Premier League, but with a group with Marseille, Celtic, Galatasaray, yes, they're all good teams, but I fancy his chances in the Champions League. Please progress. Any shock teams? We had Burnley in a save in it last time out. I mean, Lech Poznan, I'd like to see them do decent. And to be fair, I usually speak badly of the league, but to be fair, 1 point in the Champions League places. That is a very good thing for us. We are still in the cups as well, but the only cup that matters is the Champions League. Villarreal are the team we face. That side of the draw looks very favourable. Aston Villa have got through. That side of the draw, not so much. There's a lot of good teams, but City, Newcastle, us and Villa, I can't believe that. As of course, Lech Poznan did do well. Bayern Munich not doing well. Barcelona out because of Villa. There's a couple of surprises around here, but the biggest one is not a surprise actually, but us winning the group. The most important thing, that is, as 94 rated Reece Lee. That is why I wanted to keep him all safe. This team's looking very well balanced. It's time Verratti came back out though, because Kevin De Bruyne's in town, and to be fair, I know he's attacking minded, but they all are. They can all join in together. Have to keep some continuity, as it's been announced that De Bruyne and Cancelo will leave after this Champions League campaign, starting with Villarreal. I really hope we do win this game. I think we should with our striking power. Castellanos. And no wonder we took the L. We are without Lee, our striker, so Montenu is going to have to step in. And step in he does. He got 2 goals in extra time, which he had to go to, because they actually went 2-0 up. De Bruyne and Antuna got us back into it. We're into a quarter-final. He is actually out for 2 months as well. He may actually only make the final. That's if we do, as it is Atletico Madrid up next. So without Lee, how is it going to be? Very decent team, Atletico. We get a draw in the first leg. So Atletico Madrid, please. I am counting down the days till Lee is back. Can we do it? Yes, we do. Kamada and João Cancelo, the departing man. We face Manchester City. But again, look at the other semi-final. PSV and Roma. If we beat City, I really fancy our chances. Come on, we've got to beat the rivals from across the city. Come on, or not even across the city, across the land. 1-1. Oh no. And we are through. Even without Lee, Kevin De Bruyne scores against his former club to seal us through. Unbelievable, as it looks like it may be Roma that we face in the final. Before we get stuck into them, we've got to see the league, and it is at the London Stadium, so a home advantage, finally, in career mode for once. They always get played away, as it would be Europa League if we failed to win, because we failed to get in there by a point. Lucky, lucky Spurs, as Manchester United win the FA Cup, or Chelsea, sorry, and United in the final again, beaten by Tottenham. Don't like all these unhappy faces. And of course, we've got to check the injury, as it says Lee is match fit again. Brilliant. And Tuna, though, is even better. He's been here all save, 22 goals. Lee with 14, De Bruyne with 12. He's got to play in this final game. Well, hopefully final game. And here's the cinematics of course, West Ham United Stadium, the London Stadium, as we both battle out for that trophy. I think Wednesday fans would love to be in the Premier League, never mind the Champions League, but this is a dream they can dream of. We need to get going here, come on, Jurasek, our left back. Just play football normally, don't put too much pressure on our strikers, and don't let them take us down like that. They went to try and put a big foul in there. We could get this in the box, head that down, and strike that. Almost in right there, but Wagner now on the ball. Can he try and get a chip over the top? Reece Lee trying to head it. Don't want him getting injured. He's just recovered from one. He's kept this off the ground. What a finish from Humphries! Oh my days. The number 7 who's been here through the academy with, I think, one of the best goals we've ever scored. Gavin Humphries, a youngster. He kept that off the ground. One touch and one smash straight above the keeper, who stood no chance for Roma. Wednesday lead. A very early lead for Wednesday as well. I didn't even notice how early in the game it is. He's just passed us by this quickly. Another chance maybe. He had to try it on the volley. Got so many midfielders. The pressure is completely on them, apart from when they get past our midfield. It's very weak at defending, as expected. Humphries with them shots, but not good at stopping them. There we go. Great save by Shields still. That's what we need from our keeper. And here is Reece Lee, the big man. He's not really got any skills in his locker. He's kind of useless when just not up front, as it's Anjorin who has to do the running, or Kamada through the middle. De Bruyne even announcing retirement after this game. It's just told me in the graphic, as there he is. He's the furthest back in this team, trying to find Reece Lee. And Tuna as the number 8, not really doing much as a forward or midfielder, but that's a ball over to Reece Lee. Can tell he's suffering with an injury, or has done, as they've got to run through the middle right here, and what a save from Shields. My days, how is Grealish not scoring? Best save we've done in a while. Still, Ruben Neves back now from his stint in Saudi Arabia, playing for Jose. Portugal bringing Portugal across, but still, we've got to stop their moves. Ball in the middle, what a save! As he's given a spot kick. What did João Cancelo do? He stepped in, and I didn't even control that one, so a penalty for Roma. Malinovsky against Shields, who's doing really well, but penalties are a gamble. And now it's going to be 1-1 at half-time. Roma back in it. Got a change in the second again. Unless maybe a chance here, because we've got a run from Reece here, who's getting a header in. Oh my days, that's off the crossbar. How is that even hitting the bar? Never mind. Reece Humphries has won the goal, or whatever his first name is. That could have been the second one. Here he is, our number 7. Back on the ball, leaving something for Anjorin to race onto. Ball whipped straight in. And what a header that is from Reece Lee. Just an absolute beauty of one. We know he's physical. We know he's a tall player. And he's got his head on the end of that one. Almost scored a fluke in the first half. Gets one at the start of the second. To be fair, I think if Chevalier would have attempted, or Diop, to try and put up with that header, they would have been crushed. Back in the lead, but for how long? Because I think there's another goal in for Roma. They've done very well, so we need rescoring again. Just went to power it. Need a lot from him. Here's Humphries again, however, if he could contribute something. That is a good ball across, and that is a finish of the highest quality. This time from Wagner, the other homegrown player. It is 3-1 now to Wednesday, and that is the goal we needed. The fans going mental in the corner. Can still hear them right now. 3 to the good. 3 goals from youngsters as well. I would have never believed that, as it's just so hard to get a touch on them. That is a good tackle. Of course it's given, though. No need to rewatch. Just need to resave, which we didn't do first off, but Shields. Ignore that there was even a penalty. It is in the name. Of course, the goalkeeper who saves everything is called Shields, and he's through the academy. It's been an academy-rich save, this one, but Anjorin, the first free signing, trying to skill his way away from his man, but unlucky to do so. Or not to do so. Let's look at that for defending as well. Brilliant from our number 6. I think that's Elliot. Another player through the academy. As another ball over the top for Kamada. Can he try and set up another header? Wasn't to be. Another one as we've stole the ball here. That's Elliot. That's onto Humphreys. And this is a run for Antuna again. It should be over the game, but he's going to whip another ball in. And that is a stretch, but it's missed, but it doesn't matter. I think that is the whistle. And Sheffield Wednesday now, champions of Europe. I don't know who it's going to be to lift the trophy. I'm guessing it's going to be Kevin De Bruyne. He had the armband once he came to the club. And if Wednesday fans were blessed with having De Bruyne lift it, I think they'd be alright with it. It actually isn't, though. It's Jaffa Tanganga. Of course it is. When he gets signed in a free agent rebuild, you know he's lifting the cup at the end of it. What a player he has been, and what an achievement for the Owls. Done and dusted. As if you do want to see your own team done by this, leave it in the comments below if it's not done already. And if you've got an idea for a save, leave it, and it will hopefully be done very shortly.